What's that noise?
I don't know. Can't make it out. Good heavens, looks like shooting stars. A whole flock of them.
They're coming down in our field.
Look out!
Is Dr. Temple in this wing?
Yes, sir. The door at the top of the stairs.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Hello, Lee.
Finished with last night's figures yet, Master?
Yes, I have. But I'm just waiting for our silent partner here to translate them into everyday language. Good morning, Alan. I've been in several minutes. You haven't said a word.
Oh, hello, Kurt. Sorry, I was just getting these up to date. Morning, Lee. There you are. I ought to be able to understand that.
Thanks. Ah, not unusual. Quiet night.
Good.
Dr. Temple?
Yes.
I'm Richard Hutton, Ministry of Space Research.
How do you do? These are my assistants, Lee Mason, Alan Mullane, the other part of the team.
How do you do? I've come to get your opinion on last night's fall and any data you may have on it.
Fall? What fall?
9 meteors in Cornwall.
We weren't ranged in that area at all last night. What happened down there?
We don't really know. The reports we received were rather strange. So strange, we've decided to have a team of scientists fly down there and take a look. We'd like you to head it.
Why me?
You're the expert on the subject.
Meteors. What does a fall of meteorites have to do with me? I am only interested in the possibility of life on other planets.
You have written 3 books, and you also head our research section on the subject of extraterrestrial life.
Yeah.
That is precisely why we need you, Dr. Temple.
How soon can you be ready to go?
No. I forbid you to go.
Doctor, look,
You nearly died in that car crash. You and your vintage cars. We had to replace part of your skull with a silver plate. You've not nearly recovered. We still have to keep you under observation.
Miss Mason, Mullane, this is Dr. Rogers' Physics, Maitland Petrography. They'll be traveling down with us. We shall meet Keller, McCabe, and Peterson at the farm. They'll be covering chemistry, biology, and geology. And the police have the site under guard at the moment, but... Temple, let me introduce you to some of your team. This is Maitland, and
I'm
this
afraid
is
you'll
Dr.
have to count
Rogers.
me out.
What do you mean?
You'll have to take my assistant.
But why?
Doctor's orders.
I shall speak to the minister. I shall have your doctor overruled.
It won't do you any good. Miss Mason has been with me for several years now. I'm sure she can help you as much as I could.
Right. How soon can you be ready to go?
An hour.
I'll have a car at your flat. Temple, I'm sorry you can't be with us. We'll let you have copies of all reports and photographs. You won't miss a single clue.
Clue to what? What makes you think these meteors are so important that you'd need a team like this to
Have
investigate?
you ever known meteors to land in formation?
No.
These did. In a perfect V. That's why we're so anxious to find out what these objects from space really are.
I've told you before, it's impossible.
But I am recovering, aren't I?
That is not the point.
Well, suppose I take it easy, just do a normal day's work.
I still wouldn't let you go.
Look, Doctor, for several years now, my chief interest has been the study of possible life on other planets. Now something has occurred which would normally be considered a natural phenomenon, a fall of meteors. But this time with a difference which indicates that they may have been guided here by creatures, intelligent creatures. That's why it's imperative I investigate.
Someone else will have to investigate, and that's final.
I asked Arden to stop here so that I could see you before we left.
I'm glad you did.
Kurt, I know how you must feel about not being able to come with us.
It just boils down to the simple fact I'll miss you.
You know, if Arden's right, and there is something strange to be sorted out down there, we're going to need you.
Listen, I'm jealous as hell.
Why?
Now, these ministry boys might realize that you're the brains behind this outfit.
Oh, Kurt, be serious.
Anyway, if you need me, I'll be here. Doctor's orders.
They're waiting for me. I'll phone you every night to let you know what's happening.
We'll have a row of portable huts up here before nightfall. Be workshops, kitchens, dormitories. You'll have everything you need, I'm sure. How soon do you want to start digging them out?
Well, not for a few days yet. I want to extract as much information as we can from the impact craters and surrounding soil first.
Oh, but surely, I mean...
We'll have
you
to
must
take soil
some
samples
idea.
at varying depths, search the fragments and analyze them chemically. Try to determine from which direction they came and their possible velocity at the moment of impact. Search the fragments for traces of alien microorganisms. So you see, it's quite a job. In the meantime, we'll send all the information we get to Dr. Temple. See what he can make of it.
Curtis,
Yeah?
just a moment. Take a look at this.
Are you sure?
I checked it a dozen times.
This is impossible.
Well, they gave us the velocity of the meteorites and the angle of descent and the point of entry. Now, I've backtracked to see if we can establish what part of space they came from. And that's the answer.
The moon. Get me Miss Mason in Cornwall.
Radiation's down to normal now.
The surface isn't normal, though.
Well, there's only one way to find out whether or not it's a coating. I'll chip off a fragment.
There is a brief moment of struggle before the connection is made, but it passes almost immediately. Control of musculature and vocal cords awkward, but adequate. You may all choose your subjects and connect.
Miss Mason, what's this all? The brain of these primitives seems quite suitable for our purposes. We have made a most excellent choice.
Connections completed and quite satisfactory. We can now proceed with the next part of our plan.
£1 million.
Delighted to meet you, Miss Mason. Please be seated. Now, what can I do for you?
I'm heading the team of scientists on the meteor project at the Roberts farm.
Yes, you people have created quite a stir, hiring all the workers you could get for miles around.
We'd like a loan from your bank.
Haven't you all the money you need for what you're doing? Surely the State Research
We'd
Department...
like a loan.
How much?
£1 million.
What possible security could you offer
We
for
have
such a...
security. This.
But what sort of security is this?
Take another look.
Connection completed. Everything here is now ours.
Turn the car around.
Look, I've been trying to get through to Miss Mason in Cornwall for the last 24 hours.
I'm sorry, sir. All the lines to that area seem to be disconnected.
I'll keep trying.
Lines can't still be, huh?
Lee hasn't even sent us any data since the first batch.
Dr. Temple.
Oh, Arden. I've been trying to get through to Lee, but they tell me something's wrong with the lines.
What's wrong, I've come to take you and your assistant down to the site.
You see, I've spoken to your doctor. He's given permission for you to go.
Some urgent problems have come up. Problems which should interest you immensely. And there's no need for you to bring anything. Not even a change of clothes. We're equipped with everything you're likely to need.
All right. I guess so. What's wrong? What's the matter?
Not this one.
Dr. Temple, I'm afraid we've made the most stupid mistake. We can't take you with
Arden,
us.
what's happening around here?
Alan,
Get out.
hello, Lee.
Blake here. Could you come over to my office for a few minutes? It's important.
It's about the meteor project.
I'll be right there. I've only got a minute, Blake. What is it?
Oh, well, I can't understand what's going on down at that farm.
What do you mean?
Well, look at all these requisitions. Lumber, cement, steel, electrical equipment, heavy-duty cable.
To examine meteorites?
Oh, that's not all. Professor McCabe's wife called me this morning. She tried to cash a small check on their joint account and discovered that McCabe had closed out the account to the last penny. I checked on the accounts of the other scientists on the Meteor project. They'd all done the same. Lee Mason, too.
Excuse me, Mr. Blake. These just came in.
More requisitions. Invoices to follow. Shotguns, pistols, explosives. Each order signed by Lee Mason.
I'm going down there.
What about your doctor?
Tell him I got better.
Excuse me. Can you tell me how to get to the Roberts farm?
Yeah, sure.
The Roberts farm.
Yeah. It's a couple of miles further on down the road.
Well, thank you.
What do you want to go there for?
Well, I'm a scientist. Some of my colleagues are working there.
Well, if you get bored with your work, you could always stop by and have a chat. I might even make you a cup of tea with sugar.
I'll think about it. Is this the Roberts farm? I said, is this the Roberts farm? Is this the Roberts farm?
What do you want?
My name is Curtis Temple. I'd like to see Miss Lee Mason.
My orders are she's not to be disturbed. Now go.
Look, I'm not leaving here until I've seen Miss Mason.
This is the only entrance, and I'm not letting you past. The fence is electrified. What are you doing?
Now, I would advise you to step back. Because when I put this thing into gear, and it smashes through that fence, you're liable to find yourself hurt. Or electrocuted.
Wait, I'll call her. Coming straight down.
Lee.
Why are you creating a disturbance, interrupting our work? The doctor told you not to come here.
I wanted to find out what was happening. I also happen to be in love with you.
Sentiment. I will not have sentiment interfering with our vital work.
What's the matter with you? What is this work? Can't you tell me what you're doing? I might be able to understand, to help you.
You can help us, Kurt. You can help us more than you know. By quietly going away.
Careful!
And
the fence is live!
Don't come here again or try to contact any of us. You can only keep us from our work. When the right time comes, you'll understand. Goodbye, Kurt.
Lee.
If this man comes here again or tries to get in, you know what to do.
Pardon, I've just been...
Dr. Temple, Miss Mason warned me I might run into you down here.
I would like to know what's going on down here.
I'm afraid I can't tell you.
Arden, look. I'm involved in this as much as you are.
I don't think so. You see, you're no longer one of us.
Lee, I've got to talk to you.
did I get here?
I found you in the road, unconscious. I've towed your car in for you.
How long have I been here?
About an hour.
What road did you find me on?
One that goes to town. What were you doing out there?
Which way is the town?
It's that way.
Thanks. Thanks for everything.
It was a pleasure.
Mind giving me a lift to town?
Who are you? What are you doing out here?
Waiting for you. You are Curtis Temple, aren't you?
How did you know?
Stillwell, internal security. Now, I suggest we find a less conspicuous place to park and see if we can trade some information about what's going on back there. Nice little jalopy you have here. So, I was assigned to watch the team of scientists that came down here. They seemed all right, until they tried to crack open that meteorite. After that, they started acting strangely. Requisitioned all kinds of material, got all the local labor they could, began to bring down other scientists from all over the country. There's been construction work going on 24 hours a day ever since. So far, I've not seen any sign of it.
What do you suppose they're up to?
I think I know. But I'll have to speak to my superior before I can bring you into it.
Just a minute.
Temple!
Stillwell! What's wrong? What happened in there? Stillwell, what happened? Tell me!
Let me through, I'm a doctor. Let me through.
Stillwell! What happened in there?
Get back.
What is it?
Whatever it is, he's beyond help now. When did this happen?
Just a minute ago.
I've never encountered anything like this before. I'll have to consult the local health authorities and...
I'm speaking to you from the center of the town that was struck by plague. The streets are deserted, the inhabitants behind their doors. The country's leading medical authorities and a team of courageous nurses have been rushed here. As yet, there's no clue to the mystery malady. The bodies of the victims have shown no unfamiliar virus or bacteria, no trace of any organic malfunction to explain the seizures. Only the strange spots of blood which appear on the bodies of those who will soon be dead, and which have given the visitation its name, the Crimson Plague. Teams of researchers digging into the vast treasury of medical experience have found no record of any case even remotely similar anywhere in the world. Earlier, we interviewed Dr. Frederick Andrews, a member of the research team.
We have one more fact. Unless we can find some place where the victims of the plague can be isolated beyond all possibility of even remote contact with the living, the contagion may easily spread over the entire country and perhaps the entire world.
Dr. Temple?
Yeah? Who are you?
My name's Williams, Internal Security. Stillwell phoned me about you just before he died.
Oh, yes. He wanted to ask you if you could tell me what was happening at the Roberts farm.
At that time, I told him he could. Now I've changed my mind. It'll be a breach of security.
Then why did you come all the way down here?
To tell you to leave, Temple. Go back to your telescope and leave the meteor site to us.
Look, Williams, I think the secret of this scarlet plague is right there in the meteor site, inside the farm. And I believe it's your job to tell me...
Don't tell me my job. Part of it is to keep people who don't understand what's happening from meddling.
Just what is happening?
That I cannot and will not tell you. I can only say that whatever ideas you may have are sure to be wrong. That what is happening on that site, far from destroying the human race, may very well save it.
What about the plague?
But that's all I can say. Except to warn you that for your own safety, and perhaps the safety of the whole world, to stay away from that farm. You've already been attacked by Miss Mason. You were lucky you survived.
How did you know about that?
Next time, it may be more serious. And we can't protect you. We can only warn you. I advise you to heed that warning. Doctor?
Can I help you, sir? Yeah, fill her up. You're new around here, aren't you?
No, I've been here for years.
What happened to the girl who worked here?
Girl? There's never been any girl here.
Yes, but when I was here before, there was...
This is the only road to Roberts Farm, and it's closed.
Now turn around and go back the road you came.
Not until I found that girl.
Get out!
Temple, there was no girl. There was no Stillwell. I just didn't exist.
Now get out before you don't exist.
We've orders to fire, Dr. Temple.
The plague continues to spread. We have not yet identified it, but some progress has been made. A means has been found of disposing of the bodies of the victims to prevent their contact with those who remain and have not been affected by it. The means must be kept secret for the moment, but there is now hope.
He's over there. No, he's over here.
Come out.
Molly.
You are an intruder. All intruders must be taken prisoner. Come with me.
Down that tunnel, and you follow down that one. At the double!
Stillwell.
I warned you not to come here. Now you'll have to take the consequences. You won't elude us again. Get him out of there, will you? Hello, Dr. Temple. I've come to tell you why you're here. You've attempted several times to interrupt work of vital importance. You've caused great damage, some of it not yet repaired. However, when our work is completed, you'll be free to leave. In the meantime, if you're quiet and orderly, you'll be brought your meals on time and perhaps even a few books to read.
Why are you taking this trouble with me? Why not just kill me?
That is not our way, unless you force us to.
Ardent, what's going on here? I saw the plague bodies piled up. Don't they constitute a risk of contamination to you and to Lee?
Lee is quite well, and in no danger. She, in fact, all of us, are far too vital to the project to be permitted any risk. Now, I must return to my work.
Wait a minute. What is this work? Last night I saw a rocket take off. There's another one out there now on the launching pad. How can you possibly build a second one so quickly?
It is the same one. You were unconscious for 48 hours. It returned the following night.
But the one I saw was going to the moon.
I knew you'd calculated that. Yes, it went to the moon and returned.
But that's impossible. No propulsion system on Earth could possibly send a rocket to the moon and back within 24 hours.
The system we employ was not created on Earth.
Why these trips to the moon?
It's the only place where bodies of plague victims can be buried without contaminating all humanity. That is the work we're doing here.
What protects you and the others here from contamination?
The meteorites brought the plague from outer space. We have found an immunizing agent, but it would take months to produce it in quantity. We have enough for those of us here, and no more. Our only hope is to bury the bodies where they cannot infect the rest of mankind. That is what we're doing here, every day.
I don't believe any of this.
You can believe what you please, but don't try to interfere with us again, or you will be destroyed.
How's Temple?
He's conscious now, safely locked away.
We can't allow him to stay here. He's clever. He'll try to find a means of escape. From what Dr. Rogers tells me, our work here is almost completed. In a few days, we'll be finished. Temple must not be allowed to interfere.
What do you suggest?
You have your gun. Set it at maximum power. And when you fire, aim directly at his heart.
Temple.
Someday you may thank me for that.
I warned you not to come here.
Lee.
I'm quite aware that you're there, Curtis. I've got my pistol trained on you. I won't hesitate to shoot. You have seen too much. You cannot be allowed to tell.
There he is.
Hey, stop! 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 Look out! He's coming straight for us! Shoot him! Shoot him! Good, lay right down!
You fool! What have you done? Untie me and take me back to the farm.
Not until I found out exactly who you are and how you can be destroyed. I'm not talking to Lee Mason now. I'm talking to you, the thing that's taken over her mind. I know you're there.
You're insane. Nobody will believe you.
I love Lee Mason, but I will destroy the shell of her body rather than leave it in slavery to you. Think that over before you force her to call for help, or do anything else that might draw attention to us.
Where are you taking me?
To the home of a friend. The only man I know who might possibly believe me. Now get down. Get down.
You saw one of the victims of the plague alive.
Mm-hmm. Stillwell. As plain as I'm seeing you.
All the world sending victims of the plague to the meteor site. You say the scientists keep them there in cold storage and then send them to the moon. Why?
That creature out there in Lee's head knows the answer. Maybe these victims of the plague aren't really dead.
A woman in the town near the meteor site claimed she saw her husband working there. He'd been a victim of the plague. She was sent to an insane asylum.
Yes, but I'm not mad. You know, Forge, If we could only duplicate the equipment I saw in that laboratory, we could demonstrate the existence of these creatures and alert the world to what they're doing.
Do you think the answer is something to do with electronic optics?
Yeah. That's why I came to see you.
But what's to prevent us from being taken over as she is?
Well, in your case, nothing. That's why you mustn't get near Lee. Until we've tried something.
Tried what?
I think I've figured out why they can't get at me. We'll use the same protection on you. Do you have any silver in the house?
Well, only knives and forks.
What about these?
Oh, no. No.
Where do we melt them down?
Not my trophies. But why silver?
The only reason I can figure is that silver is opaque to ultraviolet radiations. Now, this thing I saw had a bright violet color.
Do you think this will work?
Well, mine did.
Yeah, but yours is built into your head.
Farge, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to be the guinea pig for our next experiment.
Well, we'll give it a try.
It's trying to leave her and get through to you.
It can't get through.
No. Now we've got to make a detector, like the one I saw the thing through in the lab. And then we've got to find out what makes these ray guns work.
Well, what do we do with her when we are doing all that?
Bring her with us and leave her tied up in the workshop.
Why tied up?
You'll see.
Just turn off the lights, Kurt.
Better lock her up.
What for?
I think you're on the right track.
Kurt. Oh, Kurt.
It's all right, darling. It's all right now. Everything's fine. No.
Cosmic rays, concentrated. That's what makes these work. But they'll only stun human beings. The length of time depending on the degree of concentration we adjust them to. But they can destroy those creatures.
We tested them carefully before trying it on you.
You tested them on whom?
First on animals. It didn't do them any harm.
And then?
We can detect them with these, if you're interested, and destroy them with these.
Yes, but what are they?
We thought you would be able to tell us.
I can't remember a thing. I know I did work for them, but at what or why?
What about the plague? Do you know what it is? What do they do with the bodies?
Lee, about these rockets. How can they possibly get to the moon and back in 24 hours? And why the moon?
I don't know.
Well, we've got to find out. And that's why we're going back there. Only this time armed and protected.
We'll set these guns at 3. That should knock out anyone it hits for at least a few hours.
What do you intend to do when we get there?
First, find our scientists and free them from these things that have taken over their minds.
And then?
I don't know. We'll just have to play it by ear.
You said you'd crashed the barrier. They must have mended it by now. How will we get in?
I think that's where you come in.
Open the gate. I'm coming in. That went off all right.
Drive up to the house as close as you can.
Close the gate.
They're closing the gate. It's Alan.
It's the creature's taken over his body.
They suspect something. I'll go over and talk to them.
You can't come in.
You know who I am.
My orders to let nobody in. Stay here.
Come on. Farge, hurry up. Put on your helmets. You're ready to run.
Attention where the others are. Separation should be ready, but here you are, gentlemen. It's time we were off.
I think that's the way to the rocket launching site.
We seem to be ready for takeoff.
takeoff imminent. Rocket takeoff imminent. Clear the launching area. Repeat, clear the launching area.
Quick! Inside the rocket before they close the hatch. Come on, hurry, hurry! Farge. This must be the last phase of their plan. We've got to keep them from taking off. Stay here. Get out, quick! We've gone into hyperdrive.
You mean we're on our way to the moon?
Come on, Farge. We've got to break through up here.
Dr. Temple, come up. Welcome aboard. Miss Mason, nice to have you back. And a new recruit. What a pleasant surprise. It was regrettable you ever left us.
You didn't expect me to wait to be killed.
We'd no intention of killing you. We'd come to a different decision entirely. And now we can implement it. This ship runs automatically. We will land on the moon in exactly 3 hours. Nothing you can do can change that. And when we land, you will be taken to the master.
What master?
The master of the moon. Our great leader whose intelligence planned and directed this whole project. He himself will be able to watch the removal of that annoying plate and the occupation of your brain. There's knowledge there that we need. It's been too long withheld. Please relax. Enjoy your remarkable privilege. A free trip to the moon.
These are 3 scientists from Earth who found their way onto our rocket. The girl was formerly one of us. One of the others is a man whose mind we could not control.
We will control it. We have need of it.
I'll destroy myself first.
Silence. Slaves do not speak without permission in the presence of the Master of the Moon.
Believe me, I am not your slave. If you should conquer and rule the Earth, there will always be some who will fight against you.
Conquer and rule Earth? Why should we want to do that? What possible satisfaction or glory could we find in ruling a race whose most intelligent life force is little more than primitive savages compared with our vast knowledge? We come from a world called Zan, a planet in the system of the faint star you call Leporis. We Zans are the ultimate evolutionary forms of the highest life order in the cosmos. Once, 1,000,000 generations ago, we too had physical bodies. But as ages passed, we became bodiless intelligences, pure mental energy. Too late, we realized our doom. Mental energy alone could not survive. In a few generations, we, the highest life form in the cosmos, would cease to exist. The lower creatures on our planet built a spaceship, and we went forth to search for the salvation of our race. The ship crashed on this moon of your Earth. Some of us came to Earth in meteorites. We commandeered the brains of your most intelligent scientists, who constructed the ship which brought you here.
What was the purpose of the plague?
We needed workers, many of them. We could make people appear to die, bring them here, and revive them to work for us. Your own government sent the bodies of plague victims to the site for your scientists to dispose of on the moon. When the work is ended, they will be returned unharmed.
What work are you talking about?
To rebuild our ship and create a launching site for it. We have traveled too many light years in search of an answer to our survival. We have not found it. We have grown old and weak. We wish to die on our own planet. We do not wish to harm anyone. Take Dr. Temple to the operating room. This body and brain, these hands, were the property of a skilled surgeon. They will have no difficulty in removing your silver plate and substituting one of a less troublesome metal, so that you can apply all your abilities to the furtherance of our work. Prepare to anesthetize. Soon you will be one of us.
Ready.
Begin anesthesia.
Release him, or I'll destroy your leader.
There are too many of us, both here and on Earth. You will never destroy us all.
We have viewers which can detect you, and guns which can destroy you and release the bodies of the victims.
Then we have lost. We will die on a strange planet in a strange galaxy.
It was not necessary for you to try to conquer and dominate. We would have helped you. All of us. You need only to have asked.
We need only have asked?
Yes. But it's still not too late. Release the body you now hold as a sign of peace. I promise you the people of Earth will help. Not through force, but willingly.
Who are you?
Dr. Curtis Temple.
I'm Arnold Gray.